So one of the first things you'll do is you want to turn the power on to the power strip. Make sure that's on. Little red button. Now it's on a red light. Also make sure these are plugged in. These are the controls for the heat press. It takes about 30 minutes to warm up, so that's the first thing you want to do is turn the power strip on, then come to the controls and set your temperature. You have an on switch here. Your numbers will show up. The temperature, we generally tell people, is around 230. If you're using different mounting tissue, the temperature will be specified on your box. We've done a temperature test in between the boards that we put in the heat press, and there's about a 19 to 20 degree difference between what this says and what is actually in between the boards. So that's why we tell people to bump it up to 230. After you get your temperature set, hit start, and it'll start warming up. Okay, so now that we have the temperature on, we like to heat it up with it closed. You need to be really careful when using the locking mechanism. Put both hands on it and bring it up. It will jerk a little bit, so just be really careful, and then you just push it down to lock it. Leave it like that for the next 30 minutes. Another method you can do is standing from the side if you don't want to reach over it. Could be a little bit safer. So you just kind of grab it again. Try to use two hands as often as you can so you don't get hit or anything like that. So you just pull it up, it jerks a little bit, and then you just push it down until it locks. What we'll do, you can either stand in front of it or you can stand to the side, whichever you feel comfortable doing. You just kind of lift it up, be careful, keep your head away from it. It does jerk up as the lock releases. You'll push it out until it locks in the back, just like that. Okay, be really careful, it's really hot. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your mat board that has your tacked glue on it in the picture. You're going to put it in between these two boards and in between the two papers. So I'm going to climb down here. Okay, these are kind of hot still, so try to stick to the edges. Okay. I like to pull these out because it's so hot, so I don't have to handle it so much. Pull them out, push it in, but keep that bottom paper intact. It's important, if you can see in there, it's important to keep your image completely covered by the paper. Make sure the edge of the paper is not going either across or in between your image, because as this heat press comes down, it's going to clamp down really hard, and that'll put a seam right in the middle of your image. So make sure the paper is covering your image all the way, and it's fully covered. Once that's set, we can then come back up here. We'll reach over, or you can stand to the side. Grab it, use two hands. It's going to jerk a little bit as it comes down. Push down the clamp. It has a timer on here, so for dry mounting, we suggest about 5 minutes in the heat press. That should be good enough. And so we'll do set minutes. We'll bump it up to 5 minutes. And once that's set, then we'll hit start. Right now I'm just waiting for the mount to complete. What I'll do is this will actually beep, indicating that the time is done. So I'll release it, pull it out, and I'll bring it actually over to the cold press over here. Shake it in there for about 5 to 10 minutes, and that'll ensure that the glue is set while it's still hot. So while it cools down, we want it pressed up against the board. Same thing, you got two boards over here. Slide it in there, clamp it down. You don't have to turn anything on or off with this thing. It's a cold press, so you just clamp it down, leave it there for 5 or 10 minutes, and you're done.